What's up, YouTube? I'm gonna go over the top 5 civilizations for the 1K to 1300 civilizations. Yo, what's up, YouTube? In this video, I'm gonna go over what I believe to be the top 5 civs in the 1K to 1300 elo. I think this differs just a little bit than it does at the top end, so stick around and enjoy. So, as you can see, we headed over here to tiermaker, and we're going to put these in order from 5 to 1st using this system. Alright, so for the first choice on this list, 5th spot, there's many good civs, right? There's Lithuanians, there's Magyars, a lot of good civs. What I think to be about the 5th, and this is debatable, is Khmer. Now, Khmer has a lot of good benefits for this elo range where you don't need buildings to up to the next age, and their farms. Their farms are really good. They instantly drop off, so it's a constant trickle, and this works really good for their scouts and the knights, and just in general. Not only that, that farm bonus allows you to skip wheelbarrow, and that's 3 villagers. You do have to eventually get it, or you should eventually get it, but usually when you go scouts and knights, you get it right before you click up to castle, and you don't necessarily have to do that with Khmer. You can get this later on into castle. Now, not only that, they are pretty flexible. If we look at the tech tree here, you get Arbalester. They do miss Thumb Ring, though, right? They get Elite Skirm. They get Halberdier, although they missed the last armor. They got Bloodlines, Husbandry, which is great, and their SARs are amazing, especially coupled with their farms. They get calves. The Elephants, probably the best in the game, especially in team games because of the trample and such. Siege is pretty decent. You know, you get Siege Ram. You got amazing... heavy scorps. I don't know shit about water, so we're just gonna skip that. But also ballistas. I mean, if you talk about meme potential, this is up there, boys. This is where it's at. All right, now coming in the 4th spot, the ever-loved Goss. That's right. They're not as crappy as they used to be with the instant loom. That kind of gives them a villager. It kind of helps their eco a little bit. They're still a one-trick pony. But man, is their one trick really good, right? Especially at this elo where a lot of people struggle to punish this and get it done in time. So if we look at their tech tree, what do you got? You get crossbows, not that good. But you get halberdier, you get champ, you get squire. You don't get supplies, you don't get arsons. But these are all normal things, right? So this is built in. The supplies, they get the infantry cheaper. So supplies, not that big a deal. Arson, you get attack bonus per age against buildings. Also built in, not really needed. That's fine. But they do get squires, which is faster moving. And couple that with the Huskarl boys, who are like just running the Rams on steroids. They're just running around. You get Hussar and Cavalier. You get Bloodlines and Husbandry. When this isn't talked enough about Goss, I believe. I think, especially since you want to get into a big eco and boom into the late game, you can go like Scouts and the Knights and really build a decent eco to really survive, right? So this is really good. I mean, it falls off late, right? You don't get the last stable armor, and you don't get the last infantry armor, but those don't. This definitely doesn't matter. But still, in the Castle Age, it's fully upgraded, so it really helps. Not to mention, you get the Huskarl, right? I mean, these boys are just fast Rams. These guys are just running around murdering stuff. They're incredibly hard to stop. Then you mix that with Anarchy, which allows you to make them at the barracks, coupled with that fast barrack speed right here, and you just can flood like no other. And for number 3 on this list is Ethiopians. Incredibly strong. Faster firing archers allows you to go in with a distinct plan of what you want to do. You want to get into archers, and you want to get into a good mass of them, right? With the faster firing, and then the free pikeman upgrade allows you to have like a clear plan of what you want to do, similar to the Goss, to where you can come in and get exactly what you need done, right? So if we look at their tech tree, the Arbalester and Thumb Ring on top of the 18 fire percent, beautiful. The pikeman upgrade is huge, especially in Castle Age. If you have like 3 or 4 or 5 of these, they instantly turn into pikemen, which is huge, especially if you're going to go up against like some knights, and that allows you to really push and not get overran by the huge knight numbers that might come in. This is like a very good crutch, right? Because spearmen are just going to get 8, but that free pikeman upgrade's huge because it's instantly at the beginning of the castle. And if you've been massing up archers, you get crossbow, you get pikemen, you can go get some quick early damage in castle, especially with the fastest firing, right? Now, another thing to talk about is if you start getting overran, you can mix in some camels or something if you want. This is a little bit of flexibility right here, right? You get Hussar as well late game, that's awesome. Halberdier late game, that's awesome. You get Skirmisher late game. You get an entire siege workshop. They've got just great siege, especially with the torsion engines, right? But siege ram, siege onger, heavy squirt, bomber cannon, this is great. This start getting into the big boys with all the great options that they have, right? You missed the last stable upgrade, but that's fine. It still allows you to have a Hussar late game. You still have Hussar, so it's still beneficial. It sucks that does hurt, but it is what it is. They're very strong. Their eco bonus also at the very beginning, allowing you to get the 100 gold and 100 food, really helps with getting into feudal and such, and really allows your archers to do some work. And at number 2, one of my favorite civs, Hera's favorite civ, and that's Mayans. You start off with 4 villagers, a little bit less food and resources, but you instantly research loom, and that can be very beneficial. You're never gonna get caught off guard by like early drush or anything. Or if you mess up on forgetting about a villager going out and getting a boar, it's got loom. It's gonna allow you to live and not lose that early bill potential. So it's really strong like that. Not to mention later on, when the opponent has to get loom, going into feudal or whatever, you get that extra vill. You get a vill lead off that. Now, if we look at their tech tree, we got arbalesters. Not only that, we get these cheaper archers. So it kind of tells you right there, you want to go into archers. You don't have to go into archers, but you want to go into archers because of the cheap cost. You get Arbalester, you get Skirmisher, you get Thumb Ring, you get fully upgraded archers. You don't get CA, but whatever. No mess that Civ does. You get Eagles as well, and they got really strong Eagles, especially with El Dorado late game. These things are just tanks, man. Obviously, no barracks as a Meso Civ. You get Siege Ram, which is big, and you also get Heavy Scorpion Archer. You don't get on BBC. Again, you got a fully upgraded Blacksmith except for Stable, which you don't get, which is fine. Now, the plumed archers are just amazing. They're super fast. They're kind of like a CA unit for Meso Civs, right? These things are just amazing. Another great bonus is this walls cost 50% less. So you're really able to wall and not hurt your eco as much, right? So this is good for this elo because you can play safe and go straight in as like some good archers. They're cheap, so you can mass them up, and then if you're running into a lot of skirmishers or something like that, the Eagle switch is just amazing, especially with El Dorado. And this new Hocho Javeliners, very strong as well. And number 1 on the list, you know it, baby, the Franks. Oh, the ever loved and ever hated Franks. Again, this is very clear cut what you want to do. You want to go straight into Scouts and the Knights. It's a clear thing. But they have some eco bonuses that just really help you with this. If we look at their tech tree, look at this. We get archers and crossbows. You never really want to go. We do skirmishers you get, but they got some of the worst skirmishers in the game, missing both bracer and ring archer armor. They're very weak. But in the Castle Age, you can go at it's trash. You never want to go into archers, really. You get good man-at-arms all the way to champs. You get halberdiers, you get good. You get supplies, you get arsons, just supplies. Like, your barracks is fully upgraded, so you're strong there. This is pretty much free bloodlines. Not only that, the farm upgrades is huge. And in order to get there, you get foragers working faster. So this is like an early eco bonus the entire game, mid and on, and then you get free bloodlines pretty much. And then on top of that, you get cheap castles, right? So if you start falling behind, you can just defend yourself real easy. Now they miss Asar, which is fine, but they're like Cavadu. in certain situations. They get fully upgraded champs, fully upgraded halberdier. Their skirmishers, crossbows suck, but they do get hand cannons. And if you're getting overwhelmed by halberdiers, elite axemen, they just shred infantry, right? Just an overall great civ. Just everything about it. Especially once you get chivalry and the stables work 40% faster. That means you can get cavalier faster. That means you can get paladin faster. They really fall off late game, right? Because they have halberdier, which is good. But they don't. They have their skirmishers suck, and their light craver is just like meh. But they get a really good power spike, and their eco allows you to get to that power spike so easily. Okay, so here we go. Honorable mention. I think this is the absolute best civ on Arabia. I think this is the best civ at the top level. I think it's the best civ at the low level, if you can master it, and that's Chinese. The problem is, at this elo, nobody knows how to do that opening. Nobody's comfortable doing it. Everybody gets housed somewhere. It's just like, if you can master the Chinese, master the start, master the opening, not get housed, not have any idle time, this is by far the best civ. You get a 2-vil lead, and that'll just snowball from there. It's the best civ. So my challenge to you is learn Chinese. They are the best civ. They're just a difficult civ. And so there you have it. That was the top 5 civs from 1K to 1300 elo, in my opinion. If you have any disagreements, put it in the comments below, and let's get at it. Thanks for watching.